Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are Green, and welcome to a new season, Season 6 of MMS Formula 1, Round 1 at Bahrain, at the Bahrain International Circuit. We're finally back, Miran.
Yes, once again, it is wonderful to be joining you for another season of MMS Formula 1 here at the season opener at the Bahrain International Circuit. Lovely to have Formula 1 back, and this should be a very, very exciting season.
Indeed, 38 cars, simple qualifying rules, qualifying being streamed, everything is ready as it should be, and it's just, 15 rookies in the field. I think it's going to be one of the best seasons ever.
Indeed.
So, without further ado, Miran, I think we should go to the track because qualifying is already slowly starting, and of course, we're actually going to show it to you. So we're just waiting for cars to get out on the track, and we should get a bit of history going, Miran, because this track has been always on the F1 calendar, and it always has proved to be a hell of a good race.
Indeed. Obviously, I made my MMS F1 commentary debut 2 seasons ago now. It was. Really doesn't feel like that long ago, but now that you think about it, it's almost a year ago now.
Yeah. It's, time flies, really, but yeah, it's a pleasure to have you, though. That debut definitely made an impact.
Yeah, I could say we are quite the iconic commentary duo, but yeah, this track always has delivered in terms of action.
Yeah, that's true. Plenty of overtaking opportunities. The AI, the drivers, sorry, they're not afraid to send a few wild moves here and there. So yeah, we're down for a good race. Of course, a few changes I need to mention for the format. The 5-minute rule is still in place, in which, if a car retires within the first 5 minutes of the session, I will respawn the car so that the driver has a chance to set a lap time, but that's only for the first 5 minutes of the session. As for the races, we are bringing a major change. We will have safety cars.
That's going to be interesting. That is the first time since how long? Season 3, I believe. We're having safety cars in MMS.
Yes, pretty much. Or maybe even season 4 of all the older days.
I don't think. Oh yeah, no.
The older days.
Yeah, the older
before
ones.
You were even here, and dude is not coming. No, is that the fuel? There shouldn't be any fuel issues. I did do test runs. Yeah, they will be able to set a lap time. So 5 and out on a lap. Gilou messed up the mileage. Maybe the setup's not right, but the debuting French woman driver already in. As 5 are going to go on board with the Leighton House on a lap.
Yeah, it's a lovely looking car. Leighton House, the team that has been struggling since season 5. Obviously, last season they wouldn't fare too well here, but yeah, we'll see if things can change for the British outfit here.
So here we go. After the most difficult corner of the circuit on the back straight here, deploying all the Ilmo power the car has.
Yeah, and as we see, Pfeiffer heading through turn 12 onto sector 3 of the track, down into the braking zone of turn number 13, and then this little backstretch here as well, as the first Austrian in Formula 1 is going to make his way around the 2 final corners, turn number 14 and 15, and then down the very long start-finish straight to set his first time of the session and the season.
Yeah, 1:35.0. Remember, guys, this is private qualifying, so cars are all in their own little pocket universe, if that's one way to explain. Falcon also coming in. So fuel mileage, maybe setup tweaks, I don't know. But Friedman and Comedy beat the lap times Comedy now with a 1:33.188. That's a very decent lap time. Abbondanzieri on a lap as well, another rookie in the Brabham. Also, turns out the Brabham was not using Yamaha engines in previous testing. I had a look on the files because something was not right. And as it turns out, the Yamaha engine was not in the HDV. So I'm sorry to the drivers of the Brabham team. They did do a lot of laps though, so you know, managed to fix everything.
Yeah. Comedy though, I mean, we only have 3 times on the board, so I don't think that's really respective of car performances yet. But Comedy 1.2 seconds faster than Friedman in the footwork. That might be good news for Real.
It might be very good news for Real. They, mind you, they obviously introduced a few upgrades to the car after pre-season testing. As Comedy sorry, that's Abbondanzieri. Still not the best of lap times. Radianta though, here he is. And would you look at that, only 2/10 faster than Comedy Pool.
So Real must have built quite a good car. Johannes van Leer though, in the Benetton, goes 6/10 faster than the German, and Sofia Ankudinova slots in behind the Dutchman as well, with a lap time 3/10 slower than him at the moment.
That is true. So here we go. We're going to follow Radianta here, and he's actually slower for Sector 2 than Johannes van Leer. That's weird. That's really weird. The Honda engine is one of the most powerful ones in the field. So maybe some worries for the British outfitters across the line. It is just second for the reigning world champion.
Yeah, it might have been a bit more of a sighter lap for the reigning champion. I think there's obviously still 14 minutes in the session to go, so we're gonna definitely see a lot of improvements. Rodney Rakus, yeah, look at that.
What is that lap? You know, there were rumors, I think near the end of Season 5, one of the articles, I think that was Sky Sports, reported that Williams might be like the most dominant team, and everyone took it, you know, skeptically, but now I think this is a reality we have to live in. Mary Miller slots in 6th, sorry. Michael Teller now goes 5th. Ankudinova on one more lap, just trying to improve on her split.
Feels weird to see the Lotus in white and green as opposed to the traditional camel yellow after these 2 seasons.
Yeah, the deal kind of fell through. Camel wanted to only focus on Williams, apparently. But hey, at least we get a very interesting livery from Lotus as Ankudinova improves up to 2nd.
She was already 2nd, wasn't she? Or...
No. She was behind Van Leer. Well, anyways, Isiakos Karmevakis, fan favorite. We've already mentioned that during preseason testing.
I believe the 2nd Greek driver to make it into Formula 1.
Yes, the first one was Jack Agnes. As 12.5 minutes left in the session, only 15 drivers set lap times on board, but the list is increasing.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get some. I think we're gonna get a lot of laps in these coming few minutes, as there is quite a few people out on track. You've got Ward, Reaper, and Valyak, for example, all out on track at the moment, and we're just witnessing Isakios Karmevakis currently on his flying lap, obviously.
Yeah, Karmevakis with the Honda-powered Jordan car. Beautiful livery, I have to say, and it looks like it's a very good car. As Mikhail Valyak, 59 thousandths behind his teammate.
Yeah, Williams cutting it close once again. The Rakus Valyak teammate battle has always been a big talking point in most MMS races as of recent. But yeah, Williams really looked to have nailed it here.
That's true, and I'm honestly surprised by the sheer amount of pace they have. Matthew Falcon now leaving the pits. So we're going to see the second McLaren try and set a lap time. Tobias Reaper also out on track. Daniel Ward has only 11 fastest. That's not good for the man who looked set to dominate after what he did in preseason testing. That is not a good sight to see. Khalil Shahin, no, sorry, that's Michael Maher out on track. Shahin still in the pits, as that is Stefan Poslovic starting his lap.
Yes, the man from America. But about Tyrrell, yeah, it is a bit concerning seeing Ward only in 11th right now. But we should also note the fact that Tyrrell has always been a car that excels more in race conditions than just pure pace. Because you think in last season, what netted them all those wins was their excellent fuel mileage and their strategy. So I think we're going to see more of that when it comes to races and maybe not qualifying necessarily.
That is true. Also, Miran, we spoke about Real being good in upgrades. They're currently 7th and 9th. Both of the cars in the top 10. That's insane for the outfit.
Yeah, that is really good for the German team. Chris Comedy upon his return to Formula 1 currently is in 7th. However, obviously, a lot of the big guys haven't set lap times yet.
As here is a returning driver, Roberto Moreira in the Minardi, starting his lap. Definitely a team to watch this season, Minardi, with a good lineup. 2 IndyCar drivers that finish, I believe, in the top 10, or maybe even top 5 at the end of the season. Definitely a team to look out for.
Indeed, Minardi have, I mean, they've been in the midfield for almost the entirety of their career.
Yeah, the exception only being season 2, when they became one of the top teams, but that quickly diminished.
But yeah, I don't know. With 2 solid drivers, they could possibly get a lot of points this season.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the timing board. Yvonne Guillou, 8.9 seconds off Dick Speed, 9.4 seconds off Poslovic, 9.4, and Curtis nearly 11 seconds off. Something must have gone wrong on their laps. That's not normal. I think the track conditions are not improving at all.
Yeah, that's not good to see, but still, there's 8.5 minutes to go, so I reckon they could get a couple of more laps in, obviously.
As we're going to see Moreira's lap time, and it's not the greatest one, but it is 19th for the Portuguese man, solidifying him as a driver who will qualify for the race. Curtis slowly improving, but look at this! Matthew Falcon, 7.5 seconds off.
Yeah, something must have gone wrong on the World Champions lap. The man who obviously we know of being an absolute beast in qualifying, obviously proved last season. Wonder what's gone wrong for him.
Maybe it's the fuel load. Maybe it's really the track conditions not improving. Yvonne Guillou only 2 tenths up on her lap. That will promote her in front of Adrian Fraser, but still, it makes you wonder when a Brabham of Abbondanzieri is in front of the Ferrari of Michael Maher.
My goodness, what is going on? Ferrari seem to struggle a lot as well.
Yeah, what is going on here? Nick Speed improves, it gets in front of Poslovic. John Keefe also on the lap. Zeran Kaya down in 31st. Tina Curtis not even the slowest car as Alexander Park. 10.8 seconds off. Jafari Blackwood 12 seconds off. Hendrik Salsaler currently on his Delta 6 seconds off of what Rackus has done.
This could be absolutely crazy. What an upside down qualifying we're having so far.
And look at this, it's only 26th. It's only 26th of the man that fought for the title last season. Matthias Giannini comes to the line, and it might be a better lap time than all of them, as Giannini crosses the line, and it's where
20th.
20th. He improved. I think it is the fuel load. It must be the fuel load.
I can't believe it though. Falcon is all the way down in 25th. That is crazy.
The man who got 7 pole positions last season?
Yeah. Out of, what was it, 10 races?
Yeah, 10 races.
That is an insane statistic. And now to see him all the way down in P25, that is insane. And just the incredible gap that Williams have over the field, that is just monumental.
Michael Maher doesn't know what's wrong with the car. He's only 23rd fastest as look at Shahin. I think Shahin's cracked the code. And as a reminder, the top 32 go through to the race. So at the moment, John Keefe and Kaya Curtis Park and Blackwood would be DNQ'd. So here we go, Shahin out of the final corner. Might be the only car to really challenge the two Williams drivers across the line. 6/10 off, so the track seems to be improving now with 5 minutes to go.
And it is P3 for Halil Shahin. He is 6/10 off Rodney Rakus, albeit still quite a bit off the Williams. He's come closer than anyone else has managed to so far.
That's true. Miran Evji now leaving the pits. A lot of cars now trying their second and third, maybe even fourth runs. Alex van der Bremt, that man is insane, whatever midfield or low-end car he drives. 22nd at the moment.
Yeah, the young South African, obviously not the only South African on the grid following the sudden retirement of Harry Herholt. He has proven himself to be quite... he does outdrag machinery on a race basis. So he's doing very well, I have to say.
I have to agree. We're going to follow Michael Maher on this lap as he must improve, and he is improving, but he's still a second slower. Something's wrong with Sector 1 for those cars, and I don't know what. It's such a bizarre session.
It really is. It's almost like a reverse grid in some ways. I wouldn't say so with the Williams 1-2, but
yeah, it's like it shuffled the order.
Yeah,
it's, you know, just don't select the Williams car, select the rest of the field. Go on random.org, paste it in a list randomizer. There's your grid for the race. That's how it feels.
You've also got Max Mustermann in the Coloni on his F1 debut. It looks like he's going to qualify.
Yeah, that's very impressive. Matthew Falcon not able to improve properly. Only 41 thousandths. That's nothing. That's appalling. That's disappointing. That's... What's going on with those cars?
Indeed, the McLaren have got it horribly wrong. You think last season it came down to a lack of reliability, and now it looks like it's a lack of performance. Well, I mean, you can't really tell this early with Bahrain, because there's going to be upgrades coming in over the season, but right now it is looking dire for the British team.
That's true. It's just... I mean, I'm really surprised. Maybe it's the case that we're also showing those sessions. Maybe this has an impact on the way the field looks. Because we tried it last season, we experimented with, but it didn't really work, did it? And now, when it works, suddenly the whole field just... It feels like it makes no sense.
Indeed, it is quite weird, but we'll have to see what happens. We have 2.5 minutes to go. Henrik Solsaller is on an improvement, and this could possibly land him in the top 10.
Oh, he's not. Look, he's 5 seconds off of...
Wow! He lost 3 seconds in the middle sector. That is insane.
What did Rakus do? That makes you wonder. What did Shahin, Rakus and Valiak do in those sectors to be so close together?
Williams have built a beast of a car. Shahin is just able to drag his Ferrari into the top 3. You can see his teammate Michael Macher is absolutely struggling. He's 5 seconds off his teammates.
That's insane.
Really don't know what's going on here. You got such big differences in a lot of the teammates. Think the two Dalaras. Material is in 11th. His teammate Yvonne Guillou is almost 5 seconds off as well.
I have no answer. I genuinely have no answer to what's going on.
I don't think we've ever seen gaps like this. You think Jafari Blackwood is now in last place and in the elimination zone. He is 3 seconds off the next car.
That's... then again, he is in a Modena, but still...
I mean, I wouldn't say so because Marcus Kroneholm is in 29th and he's doing at least
Yeah, the
decently.
Modena will qualify.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
It's a really topsy-turvy qualifying session, it has to be said, as we're on board with
Michael Maher.
No, it's Michael Maher.
Yeah, it's Michael Maher, and he is improving on his split, 1/10, which wouldn't even promote him in front of Gerhard Hertz. Oh, now it might promote him. He is starting to pick the pace up as it's just 30 seconds left in the session.
Those Williamses, I think, through the middle sector, they must be insane in the high-speed corners because Sector 2 is where all these guys lose the most amount of time. They lose seconds on Drakus and Valiak.
Let's see what the lap time will be for Schuel. He does improve. He's not... Oh, he did it. It's just... How many? How many is that? 36 thousandths.
Oh, it's looking... really just isn't looking good at all.
The session is over. Rakus and Witt end it. Fraser improves up to 29th, but that's still a miserable result for the Onyx team. Yeah, Matthew Falcon now. Okay, so who else? Kroneholm finishes his session. Pisonia stays 10th. Oh, it's going to be a countdown. We're going to focus on Falcon, the man who was fighting for the title last season, but, you know, reliability, as we mentioned, knocked him out. Sarsala improves up into 29th, Guiu into 28th. Kroneholm and Postlovich stay the way they are. Park and Curtis are out officially.
Yeah, that's a shame. Matthew Falcon, though, does not want to start P26 for McLaren after his obviously incredible qualifying record last season. Currently is 1.5 off Rodney Rakas, but as we're gonna head through, look at that Sector 2 split. He's 4.1 off now. That would only net him about 3 or 4 positions, I'd say.
He would be 21st at the moment.
Yeah, that is insane. Then, as he rounds the 2 final corners, what will it be for Matthew Falcon, the world champion in the McLaren? What can he drag that thing up into as he goes across the line? No improvement for Matthew Falcon. He's going to start P26 at the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Oh my days. Meanwhile, John Keefe improves, but only up to 33rd. He's DNQ'd. He's out, and he's been out-qualified by his teammate, I believe. Who's his teammate?
Friedman.
Yeah, Friedman's out-qualified him because Ziegler Friedman is starting 18th.
It's a decent qualifying. But we should mention one rookie, Sofia Ankudinova, has qualified 4th on her Formula 1 debut.
Yeah, that's amazing, and that's the session over. There is... That's not the pole sitter. There is your pole sitter, Rodney Rakus. We're just going to wait for Ward and Karmevakis to finish their laps, but that's more of a formality than anything. Actually, no, they DNF'd midway through the session. That's what happened. But oh well. That's the session over, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to post results in the chat for results, of course, as one might imagine. But that is kind of shocking. Definitely
Indeed.
Not what we expected.
Yeah, it was quite the shocker. I do agree with you. And I believe this is Rodney Rakas' 5th pole position in Formula 1.
Might be. Oh, man. So, a bit of an intermission now. And we're going to see you for the race. So, we're going to mute ourselves, give us literally like a minute or two, and we'll be back for you for the race. And the grid rundown and everything that comes with it. Intermission done, guys. I just was posting the results onto the spreadsheet, and have to say, it definitely looks interesting ahead of the race. So now we're just gonna prepare for the race session. Miran, can you even comment about the qualifying? Like,
I mean, it's just utter domination for the Williams team, really. To think that they took, Rakus took pole position from his teammate Valia by 500s, and the next car was 6 tenths off. It's absolutely insane. But you've had McLaren with just a really worrying qualifying, and then so many people pulling out impressive performances. So I really don't know how this race is going to end up.
yeah, especially with like what most of the top field being stuck in midfield. It's well,
I think we're going to have a lot of overtakes this race.
that's
It's going to be
a given.
exciting.
Yes. So, without further ado, we shall begin. Also, be sure to check out the Michael Maher interview that was posted in the news. That was post PST. So, yeah, be sure to check out our articles in general. Put in our heart into them. But yeah, Miran, I think we can go down to the grid order.
Indeed.
You can take on the bottom for 16, I'll take on the top one, and we're gonna start off with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Rodney Rakus, in the number 6 Williams car, on pole position. Blistering lap, blistering pace, and definitely a giant surprise compared to last season. Joining him on the first row is his teammate, Williams domination, Michael Valiak. Oh, we're being botted, great. Funny. Right. Back on topic, Michael Valiak. In P2. Joining him, following him is Halil Shahin for the Ferrari outfit, and he's joined by the Formula 1 rookie Sofia Ankulinova in the Lotus. Then we have the BMW Benetton outfit, and in the car you can see Johannes van Leer. Very good lap from him, and you can tell that Benetton in general are back, because joining him on the third row is Michael Teller. Following those guys is Giuseppe Radianta, the reigning world champion in the McLaren. Not the best of qualifying sessions, but then again, compared to what we have seen from his teammate, this is good. And biggest surprise, I think, the real cars. Comedy Port in 8th, followed by Mary Miller in 9th for the Jordan team that's returning to MMSF1. Amazing qualifying from both of them. Then you can see Max Pizzonia in 10th. Followed by Mateusz Material in the Scuderia Italia, good qualifying from the pole, followed by Daniel Ward, the man he theoretically replaced in Scuderia Italia. Then you have his teammate Tobias Rupert, Isiakos Karmevakis, the F2 champion, lines up in 14th, followed by Miran Evgi in the Onyx and Igor Witt in the Ligier.
Then we have Witt's teammate Ben Svaldinger, the Hungarian in blue, starts in 17th, with Sigarit Friedman taking 18th position on her debut. Tobias Pfeiffer lines up P19 with Roberto Moreira in the Minardi. Very good qualifying for him in P20. Mattias Giannini lines up P21 as Joel Michaelmacher, a lowly P22. We'll see what he's going to be able to do today from that position, with Alex van der Bremt lining up in 23rd. Gerard Geertz will be in 24th, with Max Mustermann in the Lone Colony P25. Great qualifying from the German. And then you have Matthew Falcon all the way down in P26. Raimondo Abbondanzieri will be P27, with Henrik Solsaller as well all the way down in 28th. We'll see what he can do as well, with Yvonne Guillou in 29th and Adrian Fraser in 30th. Then the final two cars on the grid will be Marcus Kroneholme in the Lamborghini and Stefan Postlovic in the Larousse.
We are in for a treat, and without any more malarkey, any more blabbering, it is time we begin this race. The lights are coming on, as we had a bit of a screen freeze, but here we are. And we're green at Sakir, and it's a very good start from Halil Shahin and Sofia Ankudinova, as Ankudinova is already side by side. Let's see, into turn 1, Michael Valak tries to take the lead. Shahin tries to make it free wide. Ankudinova does make it free wide. Ankudinova goes into the air, and that's luckily no damage for anyone, but it is Michael Teller up into 4th, and look at the real cars. That's Comedy Pool up into 6th.
What a start from Chris Comedy Port, and then Halil Shahin as well, who's already gotten past Rodney Rakus heading into turn 1 as we head into turn number 3. No fighting just yet, but Valiak has taken the lead quite comfortably so far, but not the start that Rodney Rakus was expecting. Johannes van Leer there in 4th as Ankudinova is defending from Comedy.
That's Teller. Van Leer drops down to 7th as Radianta also down a few positions. Chris Comedy with a start of a god.
Yeah, he's gonna come under pressure from Van Leer there. Swoops around on the inside there, and he will get past Michael Teller though, doing really good in 4th.
Yeah, Michael Teller, what a start from him as well. Let's get a rewind of what happened, because that was a hectic turn 1, as it always is, you know, when you have a hairpin. But I just want to note it down. So he gets a pretty okay start, and then Ankudinova goes onto Shahin, causes contact between 3 cars as Shahin goes into Rakus. Van Leer also boosted a bit up by the rear tyre of Ankudinova, and Teller just uses all of that to his advantage and swoops through. Great start.
Yeah, nicely done from Michael Teller. There's Marie Müller who's trying a move on Daniel Ward. Material, yeah. So Radiantor is now chasing down Chris Comedipur. Comedipur is having the race of his life right now.
Yeah, great return to form from the German driver, as no damage to anyone as it looks. And look at Halil Shahin to the inside of Mihail Valiak, and he's into the lead of the race. The Williams cars lost it already.
Yeah, the insane qualifying pace they have has just diminished in the races. They're 3 wide there at the back. Look. Yeah,
look at that. That's Material, Miller and Karmevakis now, as Material has to go for a very, very large launch contact between the car of Miller and Ward side by side. And it is going to be Miller in front of Ward, with Igor Witt now involved in this little battle. The Ligier definitely looking better, as the Tsisiakos Karmevakis now to the inside of both. Contact hits Daniel Ward. That's not the cleanest overtake we've seen today, but it is side by side into the S section. Daniel Ward no way to respond, as that's Zigaliet Friedman now overtaking the Polish driver in the Ligier. Schuel Michael Maher already up into 17th to the inside, double overtake nearly, as he does get through. Reaper didn't get Igor Witt, as Rodney Rakus has retaken the race lead.
Yeah, and Shahin has dropped down to 3rd.
What happened here? So it was a nice attack from Rakus into the hairpin, and Shahin was just mugged by both of the Williams cars.
Yeah, that's a shame for Halil, but obviously it's still lap 2 out of 19, and I think any of these guys in the top 4, top 5, I mean, you could rope Johannes van Leer into it later on, but I think any of those guys could be in for the battle for the race leaders. There's Gerard Hertz battling away with Matthias Giannini, the 2 rookies going at it.
Yeah, as Matthew Falcon wants to interrupt those little battles on the outside of the West. Pfeiffer gets through Valding, also overtakes the Leighton House car. Yvonne Yu struggling in the car, but Salsaler also not gaining any positions yet. Now that's worrying.
That is quite worrying for Henrik Salsaler. He's going to have to hope that Lotus at least have a good strategy. There he goes to the inside line of Pfeiffer, though, as he's going to try to make it stick through the final corner, and he has.
Yeah, as Ward blocking Michael Maher a bit there to the inside of Karmevakis, and he does get through. Nice and clean overtake. There's a bit of a side-by-side moment between Friedman and Witt. These two still battling for position, as Rakus has retaken the lead from his teammate Mihail Valek. So battle up front exists. We're about to move to it, but the midfield is so lively because of qualifying. It's hard to focus on anything.
Yeah, I told you there was going to be a lot of overtakes. There goes Ankudinova down the inside of Johannes van Leer. The 2 IndyCar rivals reunite, as I think Ankudinova is going to try to do it. Van Leer's there on the inside line, and he does defend from the Ukrainian.
Yeah, there was no point risking it there. Good call from Ankudinova to back out when she was able to. Michael Maher doesn't back out onto Karmevakis, and he's through, and he's already up at the 13th. Amazing start from the German drivers now. The other German driver of Comedy not giving up. Van Leer now dropping positions as Ankurinova on the outside, as that's Teller up into third as he overtakes Shahin. Beautiful move from Sofia Ankurinova, and would you look at that, that's Chris Comedy onto Van Leer, gets through Radianto, and we're about to have an amazing battle between the Williams cars, Rakus and Valiak. They are battling away as they made a nice gap from the rest of the pack, but it might fade away soon. Shahin gets through Teller once more. This pack is condensing, it's 3 wide behind again, and now Michael Vanek is not going to waste any time. He needs to get through. The Williams cars need to stop battling because they're just going to lose time. This is a perfect strategy for them, and you cannot waste an opportunity like that to dominate a race. Material now gets through Pisonia. Radianta is down into 10th now. What is going on?
I don't know what's happening, but Real have built a fantastic car. Their drivers are absolutely enjoying it right now. Comedy is up there fighting with the likes of the Benettons, the Ferraris and the Williams. It's absolutely insane to see.
That's not something any of us could have predicted looking at Season 5's results, as Shahin has immediately diminished the 3.3 second gap the Williams cars had over him. That is why you don't battle whilst in the lead. That is such a shame, as Michael Maher now gets through the second Jordan of Mary Miller. Daniel Ward also following them through. Karmavakis behind Vit. Falcon out of points now.
That is really just weird to see, as I think there was a position change. I think Van Leer is chasing down on Kudinova.
Yeah, Van Leer is right on the back of the Lotus car with
Look how close
Paul.
everyone is. My goodness. There's a massive train for the lead.
Yeah, I love this series because of it. You can never make a gap when you're battling. You need a miracle in this sport sometimes, and that's what we're getting. And I have to say, Miran, I am surprised that this race has been so clean. It snapped 5 out of 19. No damage. That didn't even happen last season. As Shahin, oh, bit of a bump to the diffuser of Valiak. He's getting eager as Michael Maher gets through Radianta, Ward onto Miller and Pizzonia. Oh, it's going to be so hard to focus with each passing minute.
It really is. We've got so many battles going on as Miller gets the better exit out of turn 2. Ward, though, later on the brakes on the inside. Rear snaps out a bit, but he gets the move done. Nice stuff from Daniel Ward.
Yeah, Matthew Falcon, mind you, still stuck behind Friedman. Beautiful stuff from Ward. You can really tell that the Tyrrell car, while not being so dominant like last season, they still have the pace, and they still have what it takes as Comedy through Van Leer. Comedy has overtaken Johannes Van Leer, and that promotes up to 6th, creates a gap between the rest of the pack, and the top 5 now can pull away, as Shahin seriously putting pressure onto Rakus.
Would you have predicted that this season, that a Real will be overtaking a Benetton? I certainly wouldn't, but that is absolutely insane to see. And Chris Comedy is driving an absolutely insane race. What a way to return to Formula 1, but this lead battle as well is going to be very interesting. And Rakus dives to the inside line of Valiak. We get a great view on board with Halil Shahin as Rakus slips into the lead of the race.
And would you look at that, Michael Teller is trying to overtake Halil Shahin and Kudinova in the background, trying to grasp any slipstream out of this. Shahin now pulls to the inside, and is going to be a nice overtake onto 1, maybe even 2 Williams cars. No, he slows the car down in time as Igor Vitt is into the pit lane. And why is that? It's not. That doesn't look. It is a mandatory stop, but that's because of a gearbox failure. Igor Vitt is the first retirement of the season.
Unlucky for Igor Vitt, yeah.
He was in the points, and his race ends in peril as Miran FG is also in, and it's also a gearbox failure, stuck in 6th.
Yeah, big shame for both of them, and they immediately we have 2 DNFers in the span of a lap.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Michael Valek has dropped down to the Middle Ages, I suppose. What happened here? So Shahin overtakes him. Valek goes a bit wide. Oh, he got a poor exit, and Teller immediately uses that. Oh, that is so unfortunate for Michael Valek. And Halil Shahin into turn 10. Wow.
Ooh, that is so aggressive from Halil Shahin, but he made that work beautifully, and he now retakes the lead of the race.
Meanwhile, Miran, look at that. Michael Maher is through Radianto. He is through all of them. He is behind Johannes van Leer.
He's just cutting his way through the field. It looked to be a bit slow for him in the first few laps, but he's really done something good here, and he could be, in the later stages of the race, he could be up there contending for the podium even.
As Pfeiffer on the radio complaining about understeer in the car. Pretty understandable. As Michael Maher, there he goes, on to Johannes van Leer. And the Dutchman does the fin. No, he doesn't. Michael Maher gets the better exit. He's ahead marginally. He's a full car length in front. He's done it.
Lovely stuff from Michael Maher. He's now up into 6th. And Ferrari looking really good, but Van Leer's going to bounce back heading into turn 1. He's there on the inside line, and he clears Michael Maher for the time being.
Beautiful battle between two, I dare I say, legends of MMS F1 at this race, veterans at the very least. As that's Reaper and Friedman, the Tyrrell and the footwork side by side. It looks like Reaper might get the better launch. No, Waldinger.
Yeah, Waldinger coming in a bit too hot there, as Reaper was a bit earlier on the brakes compared to Friedman, and that is going to allow the Israeli to get past the Tyrrell driver.
Good stuff from Zigalit in the points currently on debut for a team with a new engine manufacturer and everything. So, good stuff. Really good stuff. As Shahin has reached. I'm so sorry, I clicked the wrong button again. I have to rebind the time acceleration key. Yeah, beautiful move. I wanted to point that out. Beautiful move from... Okay, sorry. Enough of mishaps. There you go. God damn it.
Either way, I think Michael Maher is battling Van Leer. Shahin, though, is going to go for the race lead. Oh, Van Leer makes it 3 wide heading into turn 1. Is Shahin going to back out of it? Rakus backs out of it. Shahin on the inside line defends from Michael Valjak. And that was absolutely wonderful.
Halil Shahin, talk about a send. He is taking no prisoners today. Ronnie Rakus now to the inside, and he's gonna go for a double overtake for the lead. Contact, but he makes it, and now Valjak is gonna also retake his P2. Sofia Ankurinova pops out of nowhere to try and spoil the party for Michael Teller. On the outside goes the Ukrainian, and it's going to be a move. No, not yet. Van Leer and Michael Maher still in the battle, followed by Material and Comedy Poor. And the pack is starting to condense once again, Miran.
It's just absolutely insane to have such a close battle for the lead when the top 3 are constantly exchanging positions. It's insane to see. And, I mean, this battle feels like it's never gonna end.
Oh, and pit stop window is coming in shortly. That's also a thing to look out for, Miran. The pit stop window is closing in on us.
Indeed, and obviously these teams do like to try different strategies. Shahin and Ferrari do like to try the undercut on Williams, and then we could possibly have the Tyrrells involved. But before I say anything, Michael Valjak is going to dive to the inside line of Rodney Rakus. Does he make it work? He gets the better exit. Shahin gets involved in all this once again, as Rodney Rakus gets a bit compromised on the exit of turn number 15. Shahin is going to be there on the inside line. Is he going to send one?
Yes, he is.
Rakus blocks him. Bumps him as they head into turn 1. Valjak on the outside almost turns his teammate there that close as the 2 Williams cars go wheel to wheel for the race lead. Is Halil going to make it 3 wide? He stays behind for the time being as we head down into turn number 3. Rakus is there on the inside line. Valjak's going to try to swing it round the outside. What a battle between the 2 Williams teammates heading into the chicane. Rakus does get Valjak. What a battle.
And it's not over because look who's joining it. It's Teller and Kudinova, Michael Maher. What happened to Van Leer? He's been mugged. Oh my days, that is just so much pace gone in a span of what, half a sector? No, not half a sector, actually 2 sectors. First, Comedy Poor overtakes him, and then it was just a swarm of the second Real and then the Scuderia Italia of Material. As here we go, that's Radianta. He can see his teammate now.
That is absolutely insane. Falcon has made some decent gains as well, as he's behind the two Jordans of Karmevakis and Müller. Karmevakis, though, takes the opportunity to try and go on the inside of Mari Müller. Is that the right call from the Greek driver, though, as he might have the world champion knocking on his door, and into turn 11 they go. Falcons there on the inside line, and he gets it done on one of the Jordans.
Beautiful, beautiful move as continue on up the field. Michael Maher, Ankulinov and Tella are battling for fourth. Meanwhile, Rakus once again re-overtakes his teammate and takes the lead of the race. This battle is just never going to end, is it?
It's absolutely insane. They're really just fighting it out for the race lead. They're using they're throwing every single thing at each other, and yet it's always such a respectful battle between the two teammates. You can really tell that it's just two great drivers going at it, and there they are, 3 wide almost, as Ankudinova gets past Michael Macher, and Michael Teller is there behind as well.
On board with Teller, you're gonna be able to see here 2 cars suddenly pop up, and then Teller, unfortunately, bit of contact with the rear wheel of Michael Macher, but what a beautiful battle. And look, it's 3 wide behind here as well. Miller, Falcon and Ward. Falcon gets through his teammate and the 2 cars as well.
Yeah, Radiantor, look, yeah, Radiantor's there as well. Karmevakis got involved into this. It's a 5-way battle for P11.
But look at that, the McLaren, one of the McLarens regained the pace, the other one struggling in midfield. Oh no, no!
And that's Shahin.
Shahin had an engine power cut.
That is bad news for Ferrari.
Look, no power. It's like the engine just choked on something. He was stuck. He was unable to rev it in first gear, and only now is the car finally starting itself back up again. So reliability woes starting to I guess show themselves more and more often.
Yeah, it's good news for the Williams boys, though. That'll give them a bit of breathing room, but now they have to work together a bit to ensure that Shahin doesn't catch up, because battling costly. Just as I say that, Michael Valiak goes to the inside line and ignores all of my advice, and he takes the lead of the race away from Rodney Rakus once again.
Oh, that is not what the team boss of Williams really wants to see, but I suppose it is what it is. As Shahin is coming in this lap, here we go, pit stop window is open. Michael Mahan not coming in, so I think Teller is also doing a stop this lap.
Karmevakis is already in.
Yeah, Karmevakis. Okay. Beautiful move.
Move from Adrian. I think that's the most Adrian Fraser move I've ever seen, and he's actually pulled that off. What a move!
I am speechless. That was like, what, 3 to 4 car lengths?
Could we get a replay of that, please?
Yes, we're gonna get a replay of that. That was
insanity.
Yeah, look at the hold on, let me get you. Look at this. Okay, that is a sizable gap, and he made it work as if nothing happened.
That is insanity.
Oh, let me get you a better angle. Hello. Bye-bye.
It's a very Adrian Fraser overtake.
Yes. And that's why you love him. Or hate him. Both work. Krona Holmer also in a pit lane.
Question is if the undercut will be the more viable strategy here. Karmevakis has made a super early stop. But you can see there, he's got quite a sizable gap to Abbondanzieri in 28th. So the Greek driver is in free air to push.
Yeah. And free air is something you need, because when you're constantly stuck in packs and everything, it ain't gonna work.
Indeed, it could work there as Shahin comes in to the pits. The Williams drivers will soldier on. None of them having the call to pit. Valiak, though, dives to the inside line of Rodney Rakus with a clean move into turn 1. Bit of oversteer on the exit, but he gets it done. And Michael Macher is coming in this lap. So the Ferraris will try to undercut the Williams here.
Yeah, Falcon also coming in. A lot of cars now. Way more. We're gonna see Taylor Spissop, as Radko Betters on Twitter has said that he is now an Adrian Fraser fan after that overtake. And I have to say, I think I am one too. There is Khalid Shahin leaving the pit lane, and he's gonna be unbothered, I think, on the exit. He's gonna have Giannini, but no issues there with the Argentinian. Teller leaves with a bit of a gap and a 3 lapped cars. Radianta also leaves behind, but Radianta actually pretty... no, he's still far away. Then we have Vondingen and Van der Bremt. Both of them lose their place to Karmevakis. Oh, it's going to be close between Vondingen and Karmevakis, but on the outside, the Greek driver goes through. A bit of contact, but it was all clean, thankfully.
Yeah, the question is then, Material... he's coming in. Ball guy's coming in this lap. Ankudinova isn't. So I guess Lotus will try to go long, as that's an absolutely monumental dive from Sofia Ankudinova onto Michael Macher.
Oh, wait, oh.
Where did that come from? Oh, watch out.
That was a bit dangerous.
Almost got Tannered there.
Yeah. That was nearly a Raymond Tanner moment. That is not what you want to see. And look at that, Ankudinova is going for the long run. I think with the new chassis, Lotus might have adopted the Tyrrell strat.
Yeah, and it is rush hour in the pit lane. As you got Pisonia, you've got Rakus, Material and Comedipur, and Michael Macher there as well. So a lot of these top guys currently in the pits. Rakus is released, and Michael Macher very close to the fin.
Yeah. And would you look at this? Look who's now in front. It's Khalid Shahin. The undercut has proved successful.
Precisely, we talked about this. Look at this, Max Mustermann is gonna go around the outside of Rodney Rakus. It doesn't work.
No,
For the German, no, he's putting up pressure. He's actually throwing a spanner in the works for Rodney Rakus.
Oh my god, he's slowing him down. Look at that. He's nearly spinning the car. Max Mustermann, the F2... I guess the F2 man, he's putting immense pressure on Rakus. He's backing him up into Michael Macher. That's insane. What are you doing, you lovely, lovely man?
As one wise man once said, Coloni. But yeah, Valiak going long then. Shahin, once again, Ferrari have succeeded with the undercut, so very good strategy for Ferrari. Not a sentence I thought I'd say, but yeah, very well done from Shahin.
Look at it, Mustermann is pulling away from Rakus.
What on earth? I think it must be the fuel. Because Mustermann hasn't come into the pits yet, so he's going to have a lot less fuel in his colony compared to Rakus.
You know what? We're going to leave it to the racing gods to understand whatever is going on. It's a Lotus 1 and 2 now, Miran. And Ankudinova is leading by a large margin.
I think Ankudinova is definitely going to be in this now. Valiak is he going to come out ahead of Khalil Shahin? It's going to be very, very close heading into turn 1. And Valiak is just about ahead. So Shahin, undercut 1. Williams can't take the other one though, unfortunately.
Yeah, still, don't put a spanner in the works of Williams considering what they were set up like. Moreira leaves behind Teller. Teller lost out so much on the pit stop phase. He's out of points.
He must have been held up there.
Friedman nearly went on to Radiantor.
That is very, very interesting. There's Poslovic coming out of the pit lane. There's Benz Waldinger in the Ligier, who's going to try to go around the outside of the American, but it does not work for Waldinger, unfortunately.
As Salsara can have a low on fuel, Hertz coming in, Giannini going for the very long run, the March team really trying to capitalize, same with Mustermann. The racing has calmed down, but that's only temporary, guys. This is still gonna pick up as Shahin is trying to frivolously catch up to Valiak. The Fury, you can tell that these drivers are pushing like mad now in the dying stages of the race.
I should note, we didn't see a long run from the Tyrrells.
No, they came in with the rest of the field.
Maybe
it's the switch to the Honda engine.
I think it could be. There goes Geerts into the pit lane. Giannini still staying out. He's gonna get overtaken by the far quicker Michael Valiak, who now is into third and is the de facto race leader.
Shahin also being followed, Rakus, Michael Maher, Van Leck, Comedy Paul Ward, Pizzonia, Miller, Material Teller. This battle is getting tense as it's now a battle for the an amazing P13. Still feels so odd.
Really?
As the two Lotus cars coming in this lap, Giannini is just like a sitting duck. Shahin not really catching up to him either though. I suppose Rakus has the bit of the same situation with Pfeiffer. Great debut though from both the Leighton House drivers. To, you know, not bin it, to withstand the pressure.
Indeed. They're doing quite good at the moment.
Alex van der Brem is out.
And that's a failure?
Yeah, that is a gearbox failure.
That's a massive shame for VDB, and he's going to be the third retirement here at Bahrain. But now, Ankudinova comes into the pit lane, and this is going to be crucial for Lotus. They're going to have to do a very quick stop, already off the jacks.
Valiak is now entering the final corner, leaving it now. And, oh no, Ankudinova was held up by Salsaller. Oh no.
Lotus did miscalculate that. Still not bad of a stop from Ankudinova, and I think she could be on the podium here. Valiak goes past, and heading into turn 1, Shahin's there as well, and it is gonna be a close third for Sofia Ankudinova.
Very good from the Lotus team. They managed to salvage it, and look at this, Salsaller is in 8th. Considering where he started, this is an amazing comeback from him, for him.
Indeed, same would go for Michael Macher in 5th.
Yeah, Michael Maher. The pace helped him, but the strategy definitely was a bit of a boost. As now it's just a dash till the end of the race, and Abbondanzieri is out of the race. And that's a Yamaha engine up in the flames.
Yeah, it's expected, really.
Still, did very well to qualify on your debut in the Brabham, out of all the teams.
And I believe this is the first time Brabham as a constructor
legitimately qualified in the D&Q session, yeah.
That is pretty impressive.
Who knows, maybe Raimondo is like one of the generation talent. You never know with MMAs. Mind you, Michael Maher was literally just like a ambulance driver, so...
Yeah, this is going to be interesting though. In these final few laps, you have Halil Shahin catching up to Michael Valiak for the race lead. And Shahin, I have to say, his pace has been absolutely immense throughout all these laps.
Here we go, under braking. Fraser and Pfeiffer battling for... Fraser's out of the race, I think. Yeah, he is. Double DNF for Onyx.
It's a massive shame.
Oh. Looks like a brake failure. Very unfortunate for the team that looked promising, you know, very good lineup. Unlucky. As here we go. It's a battle for the lead, Miran.
This is going to be quite exciting. It's the Williams versus the Ferrari, as they're going to be duking it out for the opening win of the season. It's going to be very, very exciting. And you have Rodney Rakus there on the horizon as well. Rakus, who I think has passed Ankudinova for third.
Yeah, Rakus did pass Ankudinova. Ankudinova lacking a bit of pace now as Michael Maher is also quickly catching up. But here we go. Halil Shahin on the back of Michael Valiak on the back straight. Oh, and it's just 3 laps to go as well. 2 and 1/3 really now, when you think about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really exciting to see what happens. We're gonna have we don't have a lot of time left, and Halil Shahin is gonna have to try and move very soon. But it is clear he's got the pace, and he has got the confidence to do it heading into the final corner. He doesn't try anything, but with the slipstream, he's gonna have a really good shot into turn 1.
But He has to remember that he also has a raging, flying fin of Rodney Rakus behind him. That car looks pacey. Here we go, into turn 1. It's gonna be Rakus. Rakus thinks about it, but Shahin executes the move. And Halil, the man from Turkey, leads the way as Rakus also gets through Valyak on the outside.
And that really hasn't played into the hands of Mihail, but Halil Shahin, wonderfully executed, as he always does. It's a clinically perfect move from Halil Shahin, and now he has to worry about defense from both Rakus and Valyak on these last 2 laps, because I am sure this battle will go all the way until the end.
Yeah, and we can see Reaper and Girlu battling a bit, just trying to show some love to the midfielders, but Malcolm has gone through Ankudinova as Rakus into turn 10. He's not wasting any time. Doesn't matter what lap it is. Benz Waldinger is out of the race, as that is now Rakus into the lead of the race. What happened to Benz Waldinger? Oh, wait, that's a cloud of smoke from Pfeiffer's car.
Oh dear, but it's a gearbox failure for Waldinger. And that's going to be both Ligiers out of the race as well. But look how close this is. There goes Shahin, or sorry, Valyak down the inside of Halil Shahin. And the Turkish driver is down into third. It's a Williams 1-2 once again.
Oh, but look at this. Valyak has the pace. It's going to be a showdown between the 2 Williams cars of Kroneholme. No.
Yeah, I was just about to say, there in the distance, it's the Modena of Kroneholme, but I think he is too far away.
Oh, I don't think their car has no power on the straights. They're gonna catch up to him this lap.
That could be massive.
Dear, here we go. Final lap of the race. Williams, Ferrari. And then a lonely Lotus. Valyak goes to the inside, not wasting any time. He wants to win. Shahin catches up into the turn, into the first corner. Rakus gets a very poor exit. Valyak shoots into the lead, but he can see the Modena. The menace that might be for him. Shahin doesn't go for a move into turn 3 or 4, I'm not really sure. As here we go into the S's. Shahin is giving it all he has. Kroneholme, the doomsday clock is about to reach its final hour, as the Modena is going to become a moving chicane for the whole field here.
Yeah, this could be a bit tight for the Williams guys, and the top 3 so condensed, as Valyak's going to go to the inside line of Kroneholme, and Rakus and Shahin are probably going to slip past on the straight.
Yes,
Halil is going to go for it on the inside of Kroneholme, and not that big of an issue it was for the top 3, but I don't think Shahin's going to be able to get them.
No, Shahin is a bit too far back. To be honest, no. He might get it if he performs a kamikaze lunge, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be between Rakus and Valyak. It can still end in a nightmare for Williams. Rakus goes to the inside. He wants to win. He wants the first win of the season to go to him, and it's gonna happen. But look at Shahin. Look at him. No way. He's gonna be on the line. He's gonna get it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to be Valyak who gets second, but finishing in first, taking the opening win of the season, it is Rodney Rakus who wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. And what a finish to the race!
Oh my days, look at Valyak here. So Shahin gets a better exit, but then the Renault power just kicks in and Mihail defends across the line. Oh Lord. Congratulations to Rodney Rakus, perfect drive for him. Sent the move when he needed to. Moreira is in the points.
Yeah, it is. I mean, wow, that was an absolutely wonderful finish. And yeah, just in the final moments, and there's Tobias Pfeiffer with a smoking Leighton House, who's gonna come home in P22.
Oh, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? He does make it. He's made it. The little Ilma could. And Stefan Poslovic retired on the final lap.
That's a shame.
They're very unlucky, both of the LaRousse cars. DNFing, but he will, of course, be classified. Like, literally final lap, but the car just goes here. Oh, the engine just goes. That is so unfortunate. There is Kroneholme. Fastest lap goes to Michael Maher. And there is your race winner, Rodney Rakus.
What a way to start off the new season, really.
Yeah, and mind you, Comedy 8th, Pisonia 10th. They kept their top 10, double top 10 finish. Real is really real, so to say.
That was bad.
Yeah, I had to throw a pun in here, just to remind all of you where you are. But yeah, Miran, driver of the day.
Ooh, it's a difficult one, but I will give it to Johan Michaelmacher. I think he did a very good job starting all the way down in outside of the top 20, I think it was. And he made it all the way up. He made a lot of overtakes, really good strategy, and finished a really good fourth to ensure that Ferrari do get a lot of good points. He really salvaged that, and I think he did a really good job for both himself and the team. So he gets my driver of the day.
I agree. I wanted to hear what you have to say, but yeah, it's gonna be Michael Maher for me as well. Maybe even Sal Saller because he also salvaged his race, but Michael Maher was just more impressive. He was there for the battle for the lead. Very good race for Ferrari in general. So, I think we covered everything, Miran.
Yeah.
Next race on the calendar is the Australian Grand Prix at Adelaide, and that one is going to be interesting. Mixed weather conditions.
Could definitely spice up a few things.
Yeah, and it's happening tomorrow. Be there.
Indeed, be there or be square, as they do say.
Yeah. So, without further ado, I think it's goodbye from us.
Indeed, thank you so much for watching the opening round of the MMS F1 season. It's been quite a delight, and we've had a really good race.
Yeah, a fantastic way to open the championship. So, I've been Kai.
And I've been Miran.
And we will see you in the next one. Be sure to be safe on roads and wear your seatbelt. And see you in Australia. Bye bye.